Hey guys, welcome back. This is Roger and Jay from the Roger and Pace podcast.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be looking at something that we mentioned in episode number 6. Basically, there's a show in Britain called Question Time on the BBC.
Yep.
It's very similar to Q&A that we have in Australia. Basically a panel of guests and they talk about issues, I guess. And they had an actor on, Laurence Fox.
Laurence Fox, yes.
And he got into a bit of, what would you say, controversy?
Yeah, controversial issue there in regards to Meghan Markle and why she was hounded by the press.
Yeah, so he had a question from the audience that we're going to watch and I guess react to today.
Yes.
Regarding Meghan Markle and her race and white
the reason
privilege.
why they probably walked out of the royal family, right?
Yes,
well,
yeah. I
this
think
lady in the audience is suggesting that,
Yep.
yes.
So we're going to have a watch, have a bit of a
Discussion
reaction
about
to
it.
it, discussion about it, and see what you guys think. Ready?
Cool. Let's watch.
The problem we've got with this is that Meghan has agreed to be Harry's wife, and then the press have torn her to pieces. And let's be really clear about what this is. Let's call it by its name. It's racism. She's a black woman, and she has been torn to pieces.
You can't.
She has been torn to pieces.
It's not racism.
It absolutely
is.
is.
We're the most tolerant, lovely country in Europe.
It's true.
Not racism. It's so easy to throw the charge of racism at everybody, and it's really starting to get
What worries me
boring.
about your comment is you are a white privileged male.
You're a white privileged male.
Wow.
Can I
I
just
can't help what I am.
She has a right to
Like
speak
this,
because
it's
she's
the
dark-skinned.
So to call me a white privileged male is to be racist.
Exactly.
You're being racist.
You cannot dismiss. Okay. Problem with
All right.
You can't fight what you believe is racism with racism.
The funny thing is she has no idea that what she just did there was blatant racism and sexism.
Yep.
White privileged male is what she called him. Let's go from the beginning. So so she's implying what we said before, that Meghan Markle, who
And Harry.
I didn't even know was black.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought she was tan skin or was a mix. And I think she
Even
is
if-
because her father is a white guy.
Yeah, must be. So even if we did know she was black, it's irrelevant anyway. Because I guess what we're saying is you're in the royal, you're married to not only a royal, but a rambunctious royal. Like Harry's had some pretty funny stories in Vegas and, you know
what you're up for.
Yeah. You're going to get a lot of attention.
He wasn't a complete stranger to her.
Yeah. You're going to
tied the knot.
Leave a show, Suits. Did you ever watch Suits?
I didn't, but she was on that or had 2 episodes on it or something like that.
No, she was.
She was one of the leads. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
No, I mean,
okay.
what would you call it? Yeah, she was a lead. And then going into to marry someone in the royal family. And
I mean, she's got an interesting background too.
Yeah.
Coming from film, it's almost the opposite to like aristocratic royalty and that upper class.
Yeah, exactly.
Suaveness or whatever you
Which is
call
what
it, you know.
drew in so much attention as well, because it was like she was from a normal,
and
middle
Hollywood
class, I
too.
guess, family. Yeah, she had a couple of. She's got a couple of people in her family that are probably would cause problems for the royal family and their behaviours and stuff like that I've heard. But anyway, it's beside the point. She's saying this audience member is directly saying that it is only because of racism that she has been harassed by the media and the press, which is, where is your proof that it's because she's black?
Yeah.
Where's the proof?
I think if she was blonde, blue-eyed, white-skinned, she'd still receive,
of course,
that kind of response from the press.
As we said in the episode, like Lady Diana, who's the perfect example of receiving the most, like she was the most photographed person of all time, I believe, and was constantly harassed, sadly to her end, really, and how can you make that connection? And just we're at the point where it's frustrating because people are just saying, whether it be racism or sexism or whatever it is, and when you cry wolf so many times, blatantly like this, when there is actual sexism and racism, no one's going to take you seriously anymore because we're
so tired of it, sick of it,
especially
being
as white privileged
overused
males.
and exaggerated and claimed when it's not even really happening.
Yeah, and then to go on and use the white privileged male ploy. just really cemented it. I mean, you could see Laurence Fox's reaction to that, and even the reaction of the audience.
Yeah,
they're not on her side, although they were clapping.
Some were clapping for her.
Well, they clapped when she said it's obviously racism.
Yeah, so some were
Yeah.
going for it. There's bound to be some people in the audience.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same thing. I brought up something in episode 6, but it's I'm failing to remember it. We were saying it was a good point too, about the whole racism thing and
Yes.
And yeah, do you remember I brought
remember you
something
said
up
something and I said that was good.
Yeah, and you had that. I hadn't thought about that actually, but I can't remember what I had mentioned. It's failing me at the moment. But I believe even her just coming from that background of being in film and it's going to happen. Like
I remember your point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, go for it.
It was so is all the journalists they all white privileged males?
Exactly. That's what I said. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. She's almost saying that was racism. Okay, so she's saying, the people who are harassing her, the media, there must be all then, white privileged males, right?
Because they're the enemy of the world, really, at the moment, aren't they?
Right. So she's almost like stating that, right? Or
and the problem
suggesting that.
Well, for sure.
But obviously it's not.
You can't be
media
racist.
is such a mixed race of people.
Well, if
such
there's a
mixed
female
bunch.
black, African American journalist who's covering Meghan Markle.
Yep. And bringing up
Can
dirt
she
or
be
whatever.
racist?
Yeah, is that racism?
Well, she
then?
can't be racist because it's her own race, I guess. So that's, I mean, the contradictions are endless.
Yeah,
and then
it's very silly. It's a very silly argument.
And to end it with this, and the look on her face at the end there, where she is obviously thinking something like, "Oh, these guys, they're so wrong. I'm so right. They're not listening."
Yeah, and that whole just because you are a white male, privileged white male, you don't have a right to choose what's racism or not. You don't have a right to state if something's racist or not.
Yeah.
What
And he
what
can't
takes
have
away
an opinion.
your opinion? And
So she asked him a question as well, and then no, you can't answer the question because you're a white privileged male. You don't have the don't have the experience, or you don't have the right to have this discussion. Then why would she bring it up in the first place?
So she's how racist is that though?
That's completely racist.
Taking away his privileges as a human being because of his skin color.
Something
and she's saying that's the problem here, and she's using that. That's so
ironic, man.
It's not even worth arguing this.
No, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
and he articulated, Laurence. Kudos to him for articulating himself really well at the end.
Yeah, he did.
He's saying, I can't help being white or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is racist and sexist and classist, really, because he's privileged. So because he wasn't poor, he can't comment. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, and what was she trying to get to anyway by saying it was racism? That's why they...
Well,
they
what we talked about in a couple of earlier episodes.
Harassed her. Yep.
Is virtue signaling. She thinks she needs to fight for Meghan Markle because she can't fight for herself. It's something psychological like that. It's like, well, she doesn't need your defense. I'm sure she has many reasons why she's deciding to step down, or her and Harry are deciding to step down from the royal family. And I don't feel like racism would be one of them. There are plenty of... I don't even... Is she African American? Like, again, I said I don't know if she was
Meghan
black.
Markle? Yeah, okay. And even that lady, I mean, she...
Yeah.
I don't know if she was black completely, but she looked a bit of a mix. She was light skinned, but anyways, it's just
we don't see colour. That's the thing. And it's true. I say that as a joke, but...
I mean, even us, we're not totally white, so do we
I didn't even know am I white?
I consider myself kind of dark skinned.
I had an
ethnic, to be honest with you.
That's what I thought. I had an actress friend, or an actress friend, I wouldn't call her a friend, someone I knew that's commented and was talking to me about all this kind of racism stuff in the acting world, and asked my opinion on something as like, how bad is it because you're not white? And I'm like, oh, shit. I thought I was white.
You were. At times I've thought I was white. I'm Caucasian, but then I can also be mixed ethnic background. And
I'm Australian.
I know, right? But we have Maltese background, which has, a mix of everything in there. Southern European.
I identify as a Western Sydney bogan.
Mate, and a white privileged male. So you have no right to be speaking on this video, mate.
I identify as... Apache helicopter that Prince Harry flew around in.
Yeah. So you have a right. So because you heard private conversations.
Yes, I did with old Hazza.
Yeah, mate. Mm-hmm. What he's speaking to the boys and what he's speaking to Meghan when he brought her onto a flight. Yeah, it's
strange,
very
strange.
silly. I feel like they're just trying to throw that into every argument and make it a racist thing.
Yeah.
And bring up that topic, but and then they're fighting racism with racism.
Anyway,
so what are you trying to achieve?
Yeah.
You know,
we get to the point where virtue signaling like that, blatant, is not doing anything positive for real victims of racism, real victims of sexism and misogyny. And when you do that too many times, you are only watering down the effects of the real perpetrators.
Yeah, the real movement then as well. Like you're watering down the chance of a real movement happening too, because people just get tired of it. It's been blown out of proportion, over exaggerated. Like people crying wolf too many times.
Yep.
People don't believe it anymore.
That's it.
So you're doing yourself actually a disservice. So it needs to
said.
stop. Hey, needs to stop.
And let's stop
We
it
need to
there.
be serious about it. Cool.
Cool. All right, guys.
Thanks for
Catch you
listening.
later.